Hey, what's going on, guys? Today we're finally going to be taking a look at the Idolmaster Shiny Colors 30-Minute Sisters crossover kits here, and this is the main kit, the Mano Sakuragi kit. Now, I will admit to you guys, I don't know anything about this particular idol group, but this is basically just where they're making model kits for these different characters from this idol group as a part of the 30 Minutes Missions line. This is the main character. We'll be taking a look at this as the main kit, but we've also got a couple of different option sets here. We've got one option body part set here, Alpha Sisters Phantasm 1 option body part set, so that's just the parts for the body. And then we've also got another option body part set here. This is the Beyond the Blue Sky 1 option body part set. Basically gives you different costumes. You know, one of the things about idols, it's something that I really don't know all that much about, but one of the things I do know is that they're all about their different costumes. So this gives you a couple different costumes that you can use. And then we do also have an option hairstyle and face part set. And basically what this allows you to do, in the same way that you have different hair part sets, you know, for other different 30 Minute Sisters kits, this one basically allows you to create different characters with the different hair and face option sets. So with this set here, you can create both Hiyori Kazano and Meguru Hachimiya. So yeah, that's what we'll be taking a look at here for today's video. Let's go ahead and get into it. All right, so for the main kit here, first, Mano Sakuragi. This is in color A, and we have some nice artwork here on the front of the character, a little dove flying with a rainbow in the background, very idol-ish. And the same thing here on the sides of the box. Interestingly, not kind of numbered in any way. Here on the bottom of the box looks like our hand parts and also accessory of the microphone, as well as our included face option parts. It says 3 tempo printed face parts are included, so that's nice that we have 3 fully printed face options included with the set. Here's a look at what the fully painted build is going to look like, 145 millimeters tall. And action, so obviously it's going to be posable, but how much that dress is going to hinder the posability there, at least in the torso section, we will find out here soon enough. There's a customize, of course, everything's all customizable, so you can swap the heads, and we'll see some more of that with the body parts set here in just a moment, but everything's all customizable to bring it all together into something like that. All sorts of different amalgamations you can make here with this line. On the top of the box, then a couple more images of the fully built and painted kit there. Front, back, and close-up, and then a little bit over here about the character. Let's go ahead and check out the box and contents, and then we can move on to the rest of our sets here. But as you can see, we've got a bunch of runners there included. We've got the box art there at the top of the manual. On the bottom, just kind of character profile, again, with more images of the built and painted kit. On the back side, again, talking about the illumination stars. So again, these are the other different characters that you can make with the option sets that we have included. And then of course you can make your completely own new original characters here just by mixing and matching parts with the lines. So the construction manual is going to be pretty standard. We have our parts list here in color. And the beginning of the construction, let's continue here onto the next page there as well, it looks like, is the breakdown of, for a smooth assembly, gather the runners like this. So basically this is all the runners for the torso, this is the runners for the arms, this is the runners for the legs, for example. So you can do that just to kind of make it easy for yourself. And again, we have a cute little chibi character to guide us through the construction here. In this case, it's Hazuki Nanakusa. I'm not sure who the character is there. What does it say? She's an office worker. Okay, anyway, so you'll see the character kind of pop up throughout the construction here of the kit. Let's see. Well, maybe not so much, but at least there at the start anyway. We have a little bit, and then one here at the end. But once you get through all the construction, there's a little bit just kind of about how to use some of the different parts, and that's pretty much it. So let's go ahead and check out the runners here. But first, actually, a couple more things we do have included here. We have this sticker sheet, which is in a kind of plastic sticker sheet where it's a little bit thicker material. You have a thin layer of clear plastic over the top of the sticker, so that's going to make these look a bit more nicer there on the kit. You have a few hearts, some in plain pink, some in metallic pink, and then a couple of little white bits there. We also got this part here for the skirt, which appears to be in just like a thin plastic, which is painted here in this plaid pattern here on the top, and it's sort of kind of pre-pressed into this kind of wavy pattern there, and that's going to fit around on the kit for part of the costume. Very interesting. But alright, so then getting into the runners here, we've got our face parts 1, 2, and 3. There are pre-printed for us, and those look nice. Then we've also got FSA 4, which is just going to be other parts for the neck and inside the head there. We've got runner HSA for our hair parts here in a light brown color, and runner HC for our hand parts here in white, and those are going to look really nice. Some nice expressive hands here for our idol characters. Runner A is going to be here in 4 colors, one black part there for the microphone, a few parts in white, a few parts here in molded gold, and a few parts over here in a light blue color. Runner B is going to be in this sparkle injected clear black, which does look very nice there for some parts for the outfit. Runner C is going to be all of our skin tone parts here for the kit, and you can see there's going to be some of those there for the arms and legs. Runner D, a couple more parts here in a molded gold for some chain accessory bits for the outfit. Runner E is going to be all the rest of our white parts here for the kit. And then runner F is going to be some more skin tone parts, and that's it for this kit. Now let's check out the Beyond the Blue Sky one body parts option set here. Now as you can see over here on the side, it shows you exactly what you're going to get, in that this includes basically everything except for the head. So you'll have the full arms, legs, hands. These are the included hand sets, which is going to be, it looks like the same hand set. And you just don't have a head, but you can use the heads from different 30 Minute Sisters kits, of course. So here we have the same mono character in this alternate outfit now, or if you wanted to have one of your regular 30 Minute Sisters kit heads on this new outfit, you can do that as well. But here's what the box art is going to look like, very keeping in line with the box art of the main kit there, as we just saw a moment ago. And here at the end of the box, you can see the same thing there. This is also in color A, as it seems like all of these kits are going to be all in color A, just so that everything's all compatible. But here's again a look at what you have included. Looks like we have 3 different optional parts here for the chest, so you'll have some options there. You also have 2 different types of legs to give you a little bit different leg length. So if you wanted the character to be slightly shorter or slightly taller, you have that option here in this set as well. And basically yes, you can make these 2 characters in combination with the head and hair parts, which we'll see in another set here in just a second. So basically, if you have this and you have the head option part set, you can make these 2 other different characters, Hiyori or Meguru, so you can make them, and that's what we'll be doing here in just a moment. But of course, you can make different characters, like I said, with the 30 Minute Sisters characters, other ones there in the line. And of course, you can customize with all the different parts from the line as well. Of course, so there's just a little bit about that. We can open up the box here, and it looks like some of the runners might be the same, or at least similar anyway, I think, probably from the previous set. But this set actually doesn't have like the full box art or anything there on the manual. Looks like the manual is going to be a little bit more simple here in this case. We have the parts list there in color, and the whole front side of the instructions is all going to be in color here, where we have the first part of the construction. We have our little helper character here. In this case is going to be Rashetta, who we saw there on the box art. Rashetta's head basically on top of this body. That's who's going to be helping us this time around, that chibi character. And the inside of the construction instructions here in black and white, with Rashetta popping up there once more towards the end of the construction. And that's it for the instructions here. With this set, we've got the same sticker sheet and the same part for the skirt included there. We've got the same hand option parts here, runner HC for our hand option parts there in white. Runner A here also looks to be the same, with the same black part over there for the mic, some molded gold, some light blue over here, and some white at the top. But you're going to have a few different parts added and things added here onto the runner from the main kit. And same thing here for runner B. So it's the same clear black with that sparkle injected, but we have the addition of, I think, this part over here as a new added part on this one. And runner C, once again, going to be all of our skin tone parts here for mostly the arms and legs, for the body there as well. Here you can see our 3 different options for the chest parts there. Runner D, those molded gold chain parts, but again, instead of just having just the 2, now we have the 4. Runner E, once again, going to be all of the rest of our white parts here for the kit. And then runner F, the rest of our leg parts. And here you can see the option parts for the leg. This would be for the longer thigh parts, this is for the shorter thigh parts. So there's your option parts for those. All right, up next in our other option body parts set here is the Alpha Sisters Phantasm set. And once again, we can see it's just an alternate costume here with a little bit different kind of microphone. It has like the feathers on there too, so that's gonna be different. But here you can see the same mono character with this outfit, Rashetta with this outfit here. Again, with this set, it's just all the parts for the alternate body or alternate costume. Basically, you have hand parts and a new microphone included here for this one. You just don't have a head, so you can use a Rashetta head, or you can use the mono head from the main kit, or you can use whatever you might like from the 30 Minute Sisters or 30 Minute Missions. Actually, honestly, you could use whatever you want. But here's what it's going to look like there on the side of the box. And if we go around here onto the bottom of the box, you can see some of our option parts parts there. Once again, that new microphone, it looks like we have a little clip part to clip that onto the side of the dress. And then once again, we have a couple of option parts there for the chest. If you wanted to have a little bit more skin showing or not, you have option parts for that. And then making, of course, so you can make your own Rashetta idol character here, or you can use different heads, whatever you might want. So of course everything's, again, all highly customizable. Or you can get 3 of these bodies and make all 3 of the Idolmaster characters there in this particular costume form. So around on the top of the box, once again, just more about customizing by mixing and matching other parts from the 30 Minutes Sisters lineup. And with that, let's check out what we've got in here. So I imagine the runner is going to be a little bit more different here with this set, as the costumes more different from what we saw before with the first different option body set. But here we have our parts list there in color. On the back side, some of the construction. It looks like Chibi Rashetta is going to be guiding us through this one here once again in this new costume. And yeah, we've got the part of the construction is here in color. On the inside of the manual is all going to be here in black and white. And that's going to do it for this one. No stickers or anything else included with this one, but here are our hand parts, which are going to be in this kind of slightly softer plastic. We have HB1, and you have those here in black and in white, so you have options there for those. A1 is going to be here in a kind of very dark gray, almost black over there, some white and some light gray over here on this side. Runner A2 is also going to have light gray and white, but we also have all of our clear blue parts here on runner A2. Runners B1 and B3 are molded together here for some more parts in black. Same thing here with runner C, some more black pieces there for the arms and legs. And then runners D2, D3, E1, and E3 are going to be all of our skin tone parts here for the kit. Again, you can see there's some of the parts for the legs, the arms, and everything on here. That's it for all the runners for this set. So then lastly, that leaves the option hairstyle and face parts sets here, which basically gives you the option to make the different characters. So if you use these in connection with some of the body parts sets, you can make the characters in full. This is for Hiyori Kazano and Meguru Hachimiya. Over here showing you what you've got for the hair and face parts right there. And both of these again are in color A, so everything will be compatible with the skin colors here. But there's a nice close-up look at the illustration. Beautiful illustrations here for the box art on these kits as always. For the side of the box here, you can see just how thin this box is. Definitely the thinnest of them, with probably only just a few small runners inside. But there you can see a look at what we've got for some option parts in there. It looks like we've got a couple of face option parts. And here is what it's going to look like for making when you use these hair and face parts in connection with those body parts sets. So there's that all together. And then of course you can use these with other different sets. Of course, again, everything is all highly customizable. On the top, just some more about the characters. It looks like there's a little bit more about Hiyori. Over here, a little bit more about Meguru, and everything is in Japanese and in English. I haven't mentioned this so far, but everything on these kits on the outside of the box and in the instructions is all in Japanese and in English. So that's pretty awesome for you guys who might be fans in particular. There's our runners. Let's go ahead and check out the parts list here real quick. Here on the other side, there is the box art, and again, character profiles here and customization plans there. On the other side is the parts list. On the inside, some more about if you're planning on making this character, shows you which parts to use. So for example, you would use the longer thigh parts, you'd use these in particular chest parts. For Meguru, you would use these thigh parts and these chest parts, so just kind of telling you how to make the character specifically with those body parts and which face parts to use there and everything. The inside here of the construction is all going to be, again, in black and white. Pretty straightforward for this set. Here's our first set of face parts here, 1 and 2. So it looks like we're going to have 2 pre-printed faces per character, and there's the parts for the head. For the other character, for Meguru, I think this is face parts 3 and 4 there, and once again, parts for inside the head. And for our one big full runner here, this is HSB1, and over here, HSB2. Here you can see it's mostly in black and then in like yellow blonde hair color, but we have a few white parts, a little bit light blue there kind of thrown in there on the runners as well. This can, I think, be separated. Basically, you can break this in half for each of the 2 characters, but that's it. Let's go ahead and get this stuff all put together. Alright guys, so here is Mano Sakuragi all built up here, and we'll take a look at the kit kind of on the turntable to give you guys an idea of how the kit is going to look in a number of different poses first, but just thought I'd first go over some of the included accessories here and features of the kit.
Pre-printed eyes there look really nice. And then as far as those stickers that we had, you had those heart ones that go right here on the front of the chest. You can either choose the regular pink one or the metallic kind of pink one. I chose the metallic one just because that seemed probably a better fit. And the little white ones right there go on the white sections of that gold bow there on the front of the chest. So just to make that look like a separate part, because the white part that goes across the top is a separate white piece, but just to make that look like the same kind of plastic there at the bottom part of the ribbon, you have those little white plastic stickers. And overall, the construction is very interesting. In order to be able to recreate this sort of very intricate outfit, the construction is very unique for sure. These kind of gold chain parts that wrap around there are kind of a little bit flexible, which is good because you wouldn't want to break those. They're very thin, detailed parts, and the color separation here, everything is all really quite nice. The clear black parts with a little bit of sparkle in there do look pretty good as well, with this little bit here at the end. I wasn't sure how that thin plastic printed plaid was going to look there added into the design, but I mean, it certainly adds to the look. One thing, if you guys are into idol culture, which I'm particularly not, but you know, obviously they're pretty well known for their very elaborate and intricate costumes like this. So I think Bandai, in designing this costume, making it so elaborate like this, having all these different layers and everything, it just definitely helps to sell the look of this being an idol costume. So for sure, let's talk about some of our accessories here for the hair. If you didn't want to have this part in the hair, you have an option for the front of the hair, which basically just doesn't have the little hole in it for plugging that sort of accessory part onto the front of the hair. And we have another part there for the blue piece, so you can take off the white piece and use this blue piece instead of that one to be able to plug this onto a hard point onto a different kit. You can see that shown right here in the manual. For example, if you wanted to plug this onto a 3mm hard point and then add it onto like a different 30-minute sisters kit or something like that, you can do that using this piece. And then for our alternate face option parts, here's one of the other face options, and then here is our third printed face option. Now, interestingly, this is the face that I guess looks closest to like a singing face. That said, I think it would have made more sense to have another face which kind of looks a little bit more convincing, like a sort of singing face, maybe with the eyes a bit more closed or something. I don't know. This just looks kind of like your standard like happy anime girl face, not necessarily like singing. But for doing said singing, of course, we have our included microphone accessory here, which does have some nice detail on that. And then of course you're going to need some hands to be able to hold that. So you have these holding hands here which have a square hole for some reason. Not really too sure what the reasoning is for that, other than just the fact that these are the same set of 30-minute sisters hands that are just recycled from the 30-minute sisters hand part sets. And so we also have our open expressive hands here like this, which are a little bit different. Those are nice, just have kind of a little bit different shape to the fingers. We also got these microphone holding hands which do have a circle hole in them and have the fingers outstretched like this. Kind of interesting. That one, I should mention, you only have for the right side. For the left side, you have this one which has kind of like a peace sign hands, but also has the thumb extended there like that. That one is only for the left side. We have closed fists here for both the left and the right side. And then again, for the left side exclusively, we have this pointing hand like that. One other thing to point out about the construction of the kit is that in a lot of areas where on a lot of Mech Musume kits you would typically have seam lines, you don't on this kit. So like for the parts for the arm, the upper part of the upper arm, the lower part of the upper arm, the forearm, those are just single solid pieces, so you don't have seam lines on any of those parts. The same thing down here on the leg for the upper thigh, lower thigh, and the top of the lower part of the leg. Anyway, those are all just a solid piece each, so you don't have any seam lines on any of those parts, which is nice, unless you're counting like the seam here between the top and bottom portion of the thigh. But that's there just to be able to rotate that, to be able to adjust the angle of the leg. Now here on the boots, there is a seam line on the boots here between the front and back half of the white part of the boot right there. But otherwise, that's pretty much the only seam that you really have to worry too much about on this one. So not too bad at all. You could honestly just turn that into a panel line, because it would kind of make sense that boots would have a kind of seam line, what would in fact be a seam line between the front and back halves of the material there for the boots, so probably don't even need to worry too much about that. But taking a look at a few different poses here with this kit before we move on to the next set. Nice kit, certainly. Again, like I said, if you're a fan of this kind of idol style, idol culture, this sort of outfit, this is definitely one that I think Bandai did a really good job. It looks fantastic straight out of the box, but honestly, I can just imagine how interesting this would be to repaint up in some different colors or something like that, and then obviously mixing and matching is something that we can do with some of the other different sets here. Customization is key with 30 minutes missions twins and 30 Minute Sisters kits, of course, so it's all about the customization. But even if you don't want to do anything else other than just having this kit by itself, I think just straight out of the box, it looks really, really nice. So now for the Beyond the Blue Sky body part set, it's going to give us the exact same body minus the head, and also all of the same accessories, like the same hand option parts, the same included microphone. So that's going to be all the same. But one thing that is different is the part for the top of the thigh. We have two different options there, one that's a little bit longer, one that's a little bit shorter. So that'll allow you to basically choose between two different heights for the character, whether you want to have her a little bit taller or a little bit shorter. And we've also got three different options for the chest piece, basically giving you three different chest sizes. And again, depending on which character you want to make, you can choose between those, and you have all of the parts to make this entire chest section in basically 3 times in 3 different sizes. So with this, obviously you could put any 30 Minute Sisters head onto here if you want it, and then you just have the entire body and outfit and everything for this. But with the hairstyle and face parts set, we've got all the parts to make either Hiyori or Meguru. And in the manual does show you, if you are planning on making Hiyori, for example, you're going to use the longer legs and the chest option part 1, or if you're planning on making Meguru, you're going to use chest option part 3 and also the same longer legs part 1. In my case here for this one, I'm going to opt for Meguru. And just like with the rest of the kit, the parts here for the option heads are also quite intricate. You have these kind of little pigtails here out the back, which are articulated, so you can adjust those, the little ribbon details there, and even these parts that kind of wrap around from the back of the hair underneath the ears up to the front. Those parts also add a nice little bit of detail. And even this really teeny tiny little piece here that attaches onto the front of the bangs, also be really careful not to lose that. I would highly recommend maybe just putting a little bit of glue on that just to make sure that doesn't come out. But you do have an option part where if you don't want to have that accessory in the hair, you have this hair part here, which won't have any hole in it for attaching on that accessory onto it. We do have an option face, 2 faces for each of the 2 characters, so 4 painted faces with this set in total. Here's the just smiling and one with the open mouth there. For the Hiyori head as well, we have an optional piece of hair here if you don't want to have the accessory up on the side of the hair. And again, the hair parts really looking nice, very intricate here, and a lot of detail. This one as well giving us 2 different face options here for this set. Now the Hiyori head from that set, I'm going to use here with the body parts for the Alpha Sisters Phantasm body part set. Now this body part set as well, again, highly detailed, very intricate here. Taking a look at all the color separation and detail around on this, the clear blue part's obviously going to be one of the main features, but it looks really nice even for this part. Like here on the front of the outfit there, you can see you have like that gray detail coming through the black part for the button details on the front of the stomach section. One option part we have here for the chest, if you didn't want to have the exposed skin at the center, you have this option part right here that you can use for that. And then again, we've got some included hand accessories like the open expressive hands, closed fists. And then we've got holding hands, which are just going to be your standard type holding hands. No specific hands for holding the microphone like we have in the other sets. But of course, we do have our included microphone accessory, which has this clear part with these clear blue feathers that attaches onto that. And we have this connection piece here. So in hand is just going to be like that. You can use this connection piece to attach that right onto right here on the side of the skirt. There's a hard point right there that you can plug the microphone onto, which honestly kind of doesn't really make so much sense with this. If it's like a kind of standard 30 Minute Sisters kit, it would kind of make sense to plug your weapon or accessory or something onto the side skirt. In this case, not really quite so much. Yeah, like I said, gonna plug Hiyori's head onto this one. I felt like the black hair just kind of matched the black outfit pretty nicely here for this one, and there we go. So with these 4 sets that we've taken a look at in today's video, you're able to make 3 full bodies, which is not too bad. And like I said before, the main thing with these is kind of all about the customization. Now the outfits are not quite as customizable as the other like standard line 30 Minute Sisters kits, just because of the way that some of the parts fit together. They're very highly detailed and very kind of like specific in the way that a lot of the parts go together. But of course you can absolutely get creative with those, and of course mix and match with other different 30 Minute Sisters parts and heads and hand parts and weapons. And if you want to weaponize your idol kits, for example, you can do that as well. But pretty fun and interesting kits. Again, if you guys are into the whole like idol culture, it's a way to be able to build and customize your own idol characters, kind of different from your standard just kind of figures, or in most cases they're typically just kind of non-posable, just statues, stuff like that. So these obviously giving you the option to build yourself and then have a little bit more playability with them is definitely something that I think could be appealing. So very interesting kind of subline here of the 30 Minutes Mission series. What do you guys think about these kits? And there is some more to the series as well, so I'll take a look look at those in the future. But for now, hopefully you guys found this review helpful and interesting. If you wanted to get some more information about this series here from Bandai, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And if you guys want to check out some of these kits for yourself and everything else from Bandai, 30 Minutes Missions, 30 Minutes Sisters, all that good stuff, you can check the link in the video description to USA Gundam Store. We've got a whole bunch of kits there for you guys to check out. And as always, guys, thank you so much for all of your support, leaving a like, making sure that you're subscribed. It helps out a great deal. So thank you guys so much. Until next time, I hope you guys all have a great day. I'll see y'all later. Bye-bye.